So for problem number 7, now we're going to compress by a factor of 3. So they're telling us that b is going to be equal to 1 over 3. Remember, Mr. Adams said that when b was basically a positive fraction, when b is between 0 and 1, that it compresses. So that means that g of x is equal to f of, now here's the tricky part, it's 1 over b times x. So that means that g of x is equal to f of, watch this, 1 over 1/3 x. Now what, a fraction is like a division problem, right? So what is 1 divided by 1/3? Well, that's the same as 1 times the reciprocal of 1/3, which is 3 over 1. You guys with me on this? Does that make sense? Okay. So when we divide by 1/3, it's the same as multiplying by 3. So then we say g of x is equal to f of 3 times x. So that's the equation part. But we're going to divide by 3. So 0 divided by 3, so think of it like this, or 0 times 1/3 is just 0. So I'm referring to the x values. So I'm going to come over here with this x value is 3. So what's 3 divided by 3? 1. So this is negative 3 divided, well, let's write it out. Negative 3 times 1/3 is just equal to negative 1. So this point becomes negative 1, at least in the x value. And this one becomes positive. Way over here is a negative 6 value. What's 1/3 of negative 6? Negative 2. So the y values remain the same. It's just that the x values change. So now I've got this fancy graph that looks like this. And I'm going to plug some numbers in here so you guys can get a feel for what's going on. So this value here is 1, 3, right? But this value over here is 3, 3. So we're compressing this x value by a factor of 1/3. We're multiplying it by 1/3. Consequently, over here, this point is negative 1, 3. And then this corresponding point way over here is negative 3, 3. So we're compressing the x value by a value of 1/3. Okay? And that goes on up here too. This is going to be 2, 6. And then this value over here would be 6, 6. So we're compressing the x value by 1/3. And it sounds weird because you're going to say, well, how does that work? We're multiplying x by 3. Well, your y value is really what we're multiplying. You're going to have the same y value at a much smaller number, right? All right. Any questions on that? A much smaller x input value is what I should say.